Well, Liberty has had a busy ending to their season, playing 3 games in just the next 4 days. The toughest matchup will be against sectional foe Westside on Monday, who they might end up playing for the 3rd time this season in sectionals if they beat Independence. Tonight, they hosted 6-11 Sherman. Woodrow Wilson will try to claim its 17th state title tonight against the top-ranked team in Class AAA in the state, Martinsburg. We'll have highlights of all of the action and reaction from the players tonight at 11.
Here I am on Turk. He is an 1,800-pound Brahma bull. It's about the same size that the guys will ride out there. And all you have to do is stay on for 8 seconds to qualify. But saying all you have to do is a little misleading. Day 1 of the 100th year anniversary for the Boys State Basketball Tournament is now in the books. 2 of Southern West Virginia's teams play today. Woodrow Wilson, the earlier game, will continue on to the 2nd round with their win over Hurricane. Greater Beckley Christian, on the other hand, their season ended today with a loss to Tucker County. Virginia Tech's regular season ended just like it began, with the game-winning field goal coming down to Cody Jornell in the final seconds of the game. And with this win over Virginia, they're bowl eligible. Oliver Luck didn't say if or when the program would start, but one thing he was very excited about was the possibility of West Virginia playing in the top golf conference in the country.
Westside and Wyoming East are the only 2 high schools in Wyoming County, just about 30 minutes apart. It's actually their recent history that makes this rival even bigger than usual. Westside had not beat Wyoming East in 5 years until last week when they met in the Big Atlantic Classic and the Renegades won. It was a big win. This was their 3rd meeting this year, so both teams have won 1 each, and whoever won tonight's game would win the series. And a little fun fact about this matchup, these 2 teams played each other their last game of the regular season last year that resulted in a 28-10 Valley win. So who would win this year's season finale? Let's head to Summers County to find out. The race for the Chase heads to Charlotte Motor Speedway this weekend. The track hosts the 5th race of the Chase under the lights this Saturday night. Thanks for joining me for another edition of NASCAR Now. I'm Chelsea Previs. Now to the other big news this week that still has to do with the big crash at Dega. Concussions have forced Dale Earnhardt Jr. to sit out at least the next 2 races.
This is the field Valley played all of their home games last season, and as you can see, this is not a safe playing field where some of the turf is actually coming up in some parts. In fact, Valley's regular season finale here last year, they and their opponents both had to go in the same direction to score because part of the field was covered with leaves and water.
At the end of the day, Valley needs their own field, and that's our goal, is to make sure that we have a football field first, then move into the other fields as well.
William Bolts Willis is the lead fundraiser of Project Greyhound. The group is trying to raise money for a new field for Valley High School, but there's more than one opinion on where the future of that field should be.
The kids that's graduating next year, they want to, senior day, they want to be able to walk across the field they played on for 4 years. We need to play at Tech next year.
Valley has some financial issues. The total cost to play at West Virginia Tech this year is around $30,000, or they need to raise over $2 million to build a brand new facility.
I'm 62 years old, and as alumni of Montgomery High School / Valley High School / Gully Bridge High School, it's long overdue to have their own facility, and that's what we intend to do, is to raise that money as quickly as possible.
If neither of these choices work for the Greyhounds, they still have options, but over 10 miles away at Gully Bridge or 10 miles the other way at East Bank.
Gully Bridge, I wouldn't want to play there because it was one of our biggest rivals, and Valley didn't like Gully Bridge. Gully Bridge didn't like Valley.
Regardless of the decision, one thing is unanimous. Everybody wants a field.
We want some place to play next year, and we're hoping that the board will work out something to, put us a field in. We're going to work on that next, but we're just trying to get a place for the kids to play next year.
I know we'd do anything. Everybody's passionate about this place. They love the Greyhounds.
Reporting from Montgomery, Chelsea Previs, Newswatch Sports. But it's actually the Beckley Convention Center this weekend. Tons of pounds of dirt were brought in where the basketball court normally sits to set up for some extreme bull riding. More than 25 riders were competing, including this one I talked to who was from New York of all places.
I just seen it on television, and I watched a movie when I was a kid called 8 Seconds, and I really enjoyed it, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Some people may call the riders crazy after seeing how hard they fall and almost getting trampled on by a 2,000-pound raging bull, but Van Amberg calls it his job.
What I'm trying to do is win first every time. This is how I pay my bills and make a living, and this is how I survive. So my goal is to ride my bull the 8 seconds and get the best score I possibly can to win first.
Here I am on Turk. He is an 1,800-pound Brahma bull. It's about the same size as the guys will ride out there, and all you have to do is stay on for 8 seconds to qualify. But saying all you have to do is a little misleading. I asked one fan why she likes coming to this event so much.
Well, it's a contact sport. It's really fun for the whole family, plus I like cowboys.
And if you ever wonder why the bulls are so angry, it's because they tie a rope around its stomach and genitals, so as soon as he leaves the gate, he is trying to get that rope off of him, which falls off pretty easily. The seats were about 2/3 of the way full, but Saturday normally has a bigger turnout. Tickets are $20 for general admission and $25 for reserved and can be purchased at the door. Doors open at 7 and the action starts at 8.
Not too often that big-name celebrities make their way to Beckley or Southern West Virginia. One time you can always count on a big name coming to town is during the Big Atlantic Classic basketball tournament, all thanks to coordinator Jim Justice. Names like Charles Barkley, Tim Tebow, and Shaq have all spoken at the Classic. And this year, drumroll please, Robert Griffin III. Yes, Mr. RG3 will be the speaker this year, set for January 27th. And you might be wondering how Justice got the hookup with the former Heisman winner and first-round draft pick. Well, RG3 tore ligaments in his knee just a week ago, and Dr. James Andrews, you might have heard of him, the doctor who just performed Griffin's knee surgery, is a close friend of Jim Justice. Jim Justice is a busy guy, as you can see, getting ready for the tournament and coaching both the girls and boys basketball teams at Greenbrier East. Both of his teams have a perfect record right now, so either he has some really talented players or the players have a really talented coach, or maybe it's a combination of both. Let's go back to Lewisburg to find out if Jim Justice and his girls could keep their perfect record against Washington. We'll pick it up in the second quarter there. You see him there with his girls team. Spartans up 33-18. Shantae McDowell gets the ball at the top of the three. That's no good, but Bianca Andre gets the rebound, goes up strong, and gets the basket. Washington responding. You see the bucket there. Spartans ball again. McDowell gets it in the corner, and as a defender, this has to be a scary thing because she is a good shooter. She drives baseline, and look at this odd shot she makes. Somehow that goes in. Second half now, Spartans up 30. No shot under the basket. The ball ends up getting passed around to McDowell. The three is up. The three is good. And here is another one of her. She's making the cheerleaders have an easy job. It's always easy to cheer for a good team, right? And finally, here is another three by McDowell. She had 5 threes tonight. Good job for her. Spartans ball. They lose the ball, and Morgan Anders takes advantage. She gets the basket there, but the green and yellow coming right back. Honecker takes it strong to the hoop. Washington, number 10, Adams, misses this layup. Andre is there with the rebound, and here is when you know you have a good forward, when she can take it baseline to baseline and make the layup. I was a forward, and I cannot do that in high school. Spartans up 29 at the end of the third, and we have one more highlight for you here. Lexi Tincher with the short jumper and one. Count it there. Greenbrier West wins 75-57. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Chelsea Previs with sports. There wasn't too much high school basketball action yesterday because of the snow, but college hoops made up for that today. Marshall, West Virginia, and Virginia Tech all in action. The Thundering Herd gave the Kentucky Wildcats a run for their money, at least in the first half. But like the saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Let's get to the highlights to see how Kentucky ran away in the second half of the game. Marshall taking on my alma mater, Ohio University. Both teams have been struggling lately, losing 3 of their last 4. So which green and white team would come out on top? Let's head back to Athens to find out. There you see it's the team's 100th meeting. We'll start in the first half. DJ Cooper to Evo Baltic. Baltic goes up for the slam, 12 points for him. Walter Ofit gets the steal here. He goes back to Cooper for the lay-in. Easy 2 points there. 12 points for Cooper at that point. Bobcat fans happy. Stevie Taylor, Nick Kellogg, Clark Kellogg's son, you might have heard of him. 3, ball is good. Cooper to Kellogg again, different play. Same thing, had 19 at the half, 22 for the game. Bobcats up 32 at the half. Now on to the second half. Dede Scarver with a steal and slam, 13 points for him. DeAndre Kane, next play. Scarver goes up and oop to Elijah Pittman, 8 points for him. You can see Harrian's not happy. Offutt to Reggie Keeley, lay-in and 1, 18 points for Keeley. Cooper behind the back pass, getting fancy to Offutt, lay-in and 1, 13 points for Offutt. Cooper would finish with a school record 17 assists. Bobcats roll 94-57. Before that, I will leave you with what I like to call the sounds of Dana. So someone get that man a Ricola.
It's I don't know, yeah. So that just exists in this league. And, the mold of defensively where they're
you have to guard against giving it too much. I mean, like you